the unbeaten champion, 1 year older than the former two-time champion.
He is. You take a look at that reach, 73-inch reach to 69. Those 4 inches can mean a lot to Brent Primus in this fight.
The champion is Brent Primus. The challenger has held the title twice.
You ready to fight?
Michael Chandler. Here we go! A quick kick early from Primus. Red gloves for Primus, blue gloves for Chandler.
We always used to say in fighting, you know what, you need to take that first hit. And right now, I think Brent Primus needs to take that first hit. He looks a little tight, a little anxious, just settle down.
Throwing a lot of his own kicks early. Chandler waiting for his opportunity to explode. Primus, kick after kick. Little slip and rip, but he missed on the return. And he's looking for that kick again.
He is, but you can see what Michael Chandler is doing with his footwork. Watch him as he's bouncing in and out. He's making it very nice. He's set down on that one, but he's making a good little adjustment on those kicks, and that's why you see a lot of Brett's kicks have been missing.
Going towards that lower leg. Primus, 33 years old. Chandler, 32 years old. 23rd professional fight for Chandler, just the 9th for Brent Primus. 90 seconds into the first of a potential 5.
Oh, big left hand.
Big left hand lands, but the right return by Primus. Chandler connected big time.
Both need to settle down, but I tell you what, Michael absolutely hit Brett harder than Brett was able to touch Michael. Brett is still a little bit wobbly.
He's going after the finish early, and he has Primus's attention. Again, Chandler on top.
This is not a bad thing for Brent Primus right now. He is wobbly on his feet. He needs to just settle down, control, bring those legs up high, try to control the posture of Mike Chandler right now.
Michael Chandler, number 2, with 15 career wins inside the Bellator cage. Number 1 is Patricio Pitbull, the 2-time featherweight champion, with 16.
If Brent Primus can control the posture like he's doing right now of Michael Chandler, he's going to get all of that, that energy is going to settle down. That what he got hurt by is going to come back to him, but he just keeps on hooking his toes in that cage, trying to turn and create an angle.
Both men delivered shots early in the round. Chandler looking to do some damage inside the guard of Primus here.
Well, they both landed shots, but it was absolutely Chandler landed the shot that hurt Primus the most. That was the most telling blow, and that is why you're seeing Brent Primus now on his back.
Primus trying to control the posture of Iron Michael Chandler. Primus earned his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt in just 6 years. Began training at age 20 with Gracie Baja.
Herb Dean's gonna have to do something about Brent Primus trying to grab with his toes. He can put his foot on that fencing material and push off, but he cannot grab hold of it with his toes to try to turn his position or control Mike Chandler.
Iron Mike trying to break the will of Primus here early.
You know, that's right in front of us, Mike, and you can hear those are heavy shots that Brent Primus is getting dealt by Mike Chandler right now.
Another big elbow from Michael Chandler.
This is saying a lot because look, if Brent is going to be on his back, this is the time, if you want to try to go for a submission, is to start to go for it before Michael Chandler is really sweaty and really wet, because it's going to be hard as the rounds go on.
10th time Chandler's been scheduled for 5. Second time Primus has been scheduled for 5. The first one lasted 2:22.
Yeah, he's never been there, and that is a big disadvantage. You never know for sure what it's like until you do it.
If it gets that far.
Watch those toes. Those are fine.
Big start for the former champion. Final seconds of round number 1.
Goldie, here's that right hand that misses, but watch the left hand. Big right on the chin, puts Primus down, and then we had that exchange, and it was not a punch by Primus. It was almost a clash of heads that actually put Primus down and Chandler down.
Round 2. Michael Chandler, Big John obviously got round 1 on your scorecard.
No doubt about it, dominated that round, almost closing in on a 10-8.
Brent Primus, his brother, a veteran. Brandon served in the Marines. He's here tonight. His stepdad in the Army. Chandler trying to get back what he believes has always been his.
I love the fact that Primus, he's throwing a lot of things out, but it's the speed difference that you're seeing between Michael Chandler and Brent Primus. That is what is creating the problem now for Primus. He is having a hard time dealing with the speed of Michael Chandler.
Primus has not fought a ton, but he's never lost either. Good body shot, clean.
You can see that he's doing damage to that leg, though. He keeps on going after that kick, and you can see that Michael Chandler's left leg is starting to get a little bit pink, a little bit red.
And you know what? It doesn't have to go out. Oh, he got caught.
He did.
He got caught with a left hand shot.
He's on his
Primus on top. Primus just rocked Chandler.
Primus needs to settle down, relax in this position. Don't go crazy. Just take your time and work for that submission.
Trying to lock it in. Can he get it here? Brent Primus
does not have it right now. Mike Chandler better get rid of that arm or he's in trouble.
And he does, at least for now. We've got ourselves a fight.
We have seen Michael Chandler in this position with Eddie Alvarez before, and that's exactly what he does.
That was a big shot landed by Primus. But now he has a big problem like he had in round number 1, and that is Chandler in top position.
And you can see that Michael Chandler's trying to hide his head right now, trying to gain some time, get his breath back, because look at, although that choke didn't work, it absolutely was tight with putting pressure on him.
And he got rocked.
He did.
Michael Chandler has never been submitted in his professional career. Big, heavy punches from Chandler from the top, able to posture up. And now the closed guard again to Primus.
Good job of Primus to get him back to guard because he actually had passed in the half guard. Primus brings him back.
Primus said in the first fight he gave Chandler way too much respect.
Well, Primus is going to have a problem. If he cannot control the posture of Michael Chandler, he cannot stay on the ground with a guy throwing the shots with the power that Michael Chandler is bringing.
And as we've seen over the years, Chandler doesn't need a lot of space to do a ton of damage.
No, he is showing that he has a very solid ground game, big ground and pound. And when he brings his shots in, he brings power.
Go, fight.
Michael Chandler,
Fight, keep fighting, keep fighting.
4 career losses. 2 of them were split decision losses. A 4th round TKO and that 1st round loss to Brent Primus 538 days ago. Just over a minute on the clock here in round number 2.
Got a small cut on Chandler, and I believe it was a clash of heads as he was coming down. Brent was bringing his head up, and there was a clash of heads that caused that cut.
Chandler looking to become a 3-time Bellator lightweight world champion. Good ground and pound again here in round 2. There's some bruising on the forehead of Primus from all this heavy ground and pound from Chandler.
Primus now holding on. He's controlling the posture, but this is not going to do any good for him. He has got to open up that guard and attack him.
Chandler teeing off. Primus did a good job blocking that flurry. Round 3. Both men have landed big shots. Chandler in round 1, Primus in round 2.
Both men have put each other on their butts in this fight. This has turned into a great battle between these two.
Big swing and a miss. And partner, I was starting to say when Primus connected with Chandler that he doesn't have to, you know, deactivate the leg like he did in that first fight. He can Benson Henderson if he wants to and continue to just take that leg away systematically.
Absolutely, and you know, keep going after it. I honestly believe, I think Michael Chandler would be better off being in closer range to Brent Primus and not allowing Primus to have that length on him. There's all kinds of ranges in fighting. We've got our kicking range, we've got our punching range. I would want him to come inside of that and utilize that range inside, that he could do damage to Brent Primus and not have that long, that jab that Brent Primus is using. Good right hand by Chandler, but he keeps going back to the well too many times trying to land that big right hand.
Able to get back on top. A lot of training partners and coaches from Hawaii here cheering for Brent Primus tonight. Born in Eugene, Oregon. Trains at Performance Martial Arts in Eugene. His home gym since he was a white belt.
You see Primus trying to bring that leg over on top of Chandler's arm. You're going to see Chandler stand up and pull it out. There you go. This is where it becomes very difficult for the submissions to start to take place because of the sweat. There's nothing to hold on to at times, and the guy has to make a mistake for you to be able to latch onto that. And when that happens, it's a moment of time for you to catch onto it.
And oh, by the way, not that Primus can't finish this fight in the 3rd, 4th, or potentially 5th round, but all 6 of his career finishes came in round number 1. We're well past that weight. And that point now, and we're just past the midway point of this championship fight. And we've seen a lot of this, Big John.
It's going to be interesting to see what Herb Dean does. He keeps on pulling his foot off of that cage, and he's telling him, don't put your toes in the cage. But Primus keeps going back to it.
Michael Chandler said, if I believe it was a fluke, if it was fact or fiction, the first time, it doesn't matter. He said, I did train for this fight like Brent Primus was the #1 lightweight in the world.
Well, he better, because right now, Brent Primus is the #1 light heavyweight in this cage. And he has got to prove that, you know what, no, I am, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
Under 90 seconds on the clock here in round number 3.
Take a look at the hematoma that you can see on Brent Primus's forehead.
Right, I referenced that earlier. Yeah, it's getting worse.
It's getting worse. It's opening. It is starting to. What's happened is you get a vein inside. It's obvious on the outside of the skull, and it gets crushed, and it starts pumping blood, and that blood will continue to pump until that pressure in that skin equalizes what his blood pressure is.
Wow, Dr. McCarthy.
Nice movement by Brent Primus, trying to go for the leg. Good attack, but Michael Chandler, he is a guy that understands all of these positions. His jiu-jitsu is strong, his wrestling is strong, and he's got incredible base. And when you have a guy that's got great base, man, he's hard to move off of you.
Yeah, Primus was up, out, if you will, for about 4 seconds before Chandler transitioned once again.
Well, the real question is, we're going to be going into the 4th round. This is a round that Michael Chandler has been to many times. Brent Primus is not. What is he thinking?
Michael Chandler has gone the full 5 rounds 3 times. We are set for round number 4, championship round number 1. Question is, how does Brent Primus control Michael Chandler's ability to put him on his back? Because it's happened in all 3 rounds.
Well, I do think that his coaches were giving him good advice. Hey, man, I need you to go back after hitting that leg. That front leg is out there. I need you to do something.
Primus came out quickly. Chandler was ready. Championship rounds. 4th round for the first time in the career of Brent Primus. See the bruising on the lead leg on the outside, lower leg of Michael Chandler. He seems to be moving very well still. Big left hook.
Chandler leaves his hands down low when he extends out with that right hand. He needs to be very careful.
Another takedown. Of course, Michael Chandler, teammates with 2-time Olympian, 2000 silver medalist, former Bellator welterweight champion Ben Askren, and UFC welterweight champion, Strikeforce star Tyron Woodley at the University of Missouri. His wrestling credentials, obviously outstanding, Division I All-American.
There's no doubt that Michael Chandler is a great wrestler, a great fighter. But I'll tell you what, something was fed to those guys at Missouri during that time, man. Between Askren, Woodley, Chandler, they got a group. What you're seeing, you're seeing Michael Chandler try to turn his hip to get past that foot. Brent Primus is a great jiu-jitsu practitioner, great black belt, understands how to control the guard. But the biggest problem he has is he cannot get Michael Chandler off of him.
Michael Chandler named his adopted son Hap Whitaker, named after the old Missouri wrestling coach Hap Whitney. Michael won the Hap Whitney Award twice during his days at Mizzou. Three minutes on the clock, round 4.
Chandler's being busy right here, and that's why Herb Dean is allowing this to continue. He's not just sitting in guard, going body, body, head. He is trying to move position. He's trying to pass guard. He's not being successful, but is he trying? Is he trying to progress that position?
Let's work.
That's why now you see Herb Dean says, let's work, and you see Michael Chandler going back to trying to pass the guard, although he's not successful in doing it.
Past the midway point of round 4.
Posturing up here, keeping his head down on Primus. This is a good technique. But with that position of him posturing up, that opens things up for Primus, but he's got to open that guard to attack.
Neutralizing doesn't score you points.
It does nothing for you. Being on the bottom right now for Primus, especially doing what he's doing by body triangling here, putting the triangle over the body in guard, only tells the judge you're trying to be defensive. You're trying to hold on to him. You're not trying to do any kind of submission. That's not going to get you anywhere.
And you pointed out that Chandler's staying busy enough that Herb Dean's letting him fight here in this position on the ground.
And if you're looking at the way you could score this fight, you could maybe possibly give Primus that second round. But the first and the third, and now the fourth, is going to Chandler. So if you're thinking about possibly getting a decision from these judges, it's slipping away quickly.
Michael Chandler has gone the full 5 rounds 3 times. He is 1-2 in those fights. Both losses by split decision to Eddie Alvarez and Will Brooks. The win was a split decision victory over Benson Henderson. Right now, we're not looking towards a split. If this pattern continues for another almost 6 minutes.
Well, one of the things that we've always talked about with Chandler is he does come out and he fights fast and he runs himself at 100 miles an hour and sometimes burns himself out. That's where Benson Henderson almost got him, near the end of that fight. In this type of fight, with what he's doing with Primus, Michael Chandler can do this for a long, long time. He's going to come out in the 5th round and he's still going to have a lot of energy and be very strong. Good job of coming up if he gets that second. That goes right out. But a good attempt by Brent Primus to try to make something happen.
15 seconds. Primus trying to do some type of damage from his back.
I think Brent Primus's corner has, told him, hey man, you're behind, you gotta go for it here. Why leave it in the cage, man? Do everything you can to take him out in this round.
5th and final round. The champion in the red gloves, the former champion on Big John's scorecard, has won every single round. He is in the blue gloves. Primus, first and foremost, needs to stay on his feet.
That was a nice body shot followed by another one. Back to the takedown, and that's that difference in that wrestling level. Chael talked about Brent Primus being a good wrestler, and he is, but he's not of the level of Michael Chandler.
Eight fights in 8 years. 14 fights, including his amateur career, in 13 years. Primus on the verge of being defeated for the first time as a professional. He was 13-1 as an amateur. But anything can happen in these final 3 minutes and 50 seconds, partner.
Primus trying to work towards that omoplata here. He's got his leg in position, but Michael is stopping his hips with the arm that he's being attacked with. Primus is going to have to decide, do I want to stay with this or do I want to try to create a scramble and get out? Because right now, he does not have it.
You guys need to work out.
See Chandler pulling out of that omoplata, right back in the guard. This is what I'm talking about. You see Primus, he's sitting up, he's trying to create things. He's just getting stymied by Michael Chandler understanding the position and putting him back onto his back.
Under 3 minutes. Michael Chandler looking to pull even with Patricio Pitbull with his 16th career win inside the Bellator cage. He would become the 3-time lightweight champion. Past the midway point of our 5th and final round. Wrestling 101, ground and pound 201.
Again, Primus looking for that omoplata, trying to set something up. It's just not there for him. Brent Primus has shown, man, he's a tough guy. He has taken a lot of big shots on the ground, and he is still trying to move his hips and still trying to create openings to try to get something on Michael Chandler.
Under 2 minutes now. Something spectacular needs to happen for Primus now. It has happened before, but I won't go into too many details. He's my buddy here tonight. He knows.
It has happened, but look at you got to give it to Brent Primus. He has come out here, he has tried to defend his belt. Michael Chandler has just been just a little too fast, a little too strong, a little bit too explosive in putting him on his back, and Brent was not able to do the things that he thought he could do off of his back against Chandler.
But what we've learned tonight, and what I think the world wasn't certain of because of these long lapses of inactivity for Brent Primus, is that he is a high-level, real-deal fighter.
Oh, there's no doubt. Brent Primus is the real deal. This man can fight. He is tough. He is durable. I mean, you look at the shots he's taking, he's dangerous. He's still, look at what he's doing right here, trying to push Michael Chandler off, trying to get himself back to his feet. This is proof that Brent Primus is the real deal.
Michael Chandler, just the superior fighter. 538 days since fight number 1. 10 seconds remain.
Almost looks like Primus is going for a go-go plata there. Good attempt. Oh, big knee.
Final seconds of the fight, and they go the distance.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in tonight's world title fight, we go to your 3 judges at cage side. All 3 judges, Michael Bell, Eric Colon, Ron McCarthy, all see it exactly the same, 50-45 for the winner by unanimous decision. And now the new and 3-time Bellator lightweight world champion, Iron Michael Chandler.